Welcome to another episode of Full Send. My name's Kiefer. This is Juan, and today we have Britton Webb with us from WebbRes, right?
Yep.
So we're going to dive into his story and figure out what he's about.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, lead the way.
Yeah. No. So I'm actually a dealer. I started renting trailers 10 years ago. Started from rentals to sales to service, parts department, one location, 3 locations. And I was using a bunch of different systems in the past, marketing websites, stuff to manage inventory, stuff to manage my service department, CRM, all that stuff. And I just didn't really find a solution that was tailored really for the trailer industry. We got to work, started building the product and launched in 21, built version 1, got customer feedback from early adopters, and then took that, launched version 2, and we launched in November. And that's what we have today. And so, it's been a fun ride working with other dealerships and manufacturers. And
so so you said you did the dealership thing.
Yeah.
Do you still do the dealership thing?
Yep. Yeah. So
most of the time when you have someone come into this industry and say, hey, I have software, I have this service.
Yeah.
90% of the time it's outside perspective, outside solutions. It's not firsthand. I got sick of using Salesforce for this or HubSpot
6 different
for this.
applications to do one job.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell a lot of our customers is like, this product's not built in a vacuum, right? It's built by people that have, industry experience and like firsthand, we're users of the system every
You've
single
seen
day.
the pain points and you've seen where it needs to be improved and where the gray area was that you needed filling.
Yep, exactly.
So when you submitted the, hey, I want to join the show thing and gave you, I went and scoped, right? Because I'm the marketing guy for our company. I do all the content creation and everything. So I kind of like, ooh, what is this? It led me down a rabbit hole way too deep to recover from. But so your background was entrepreneur with dealerships, that side of things.
Yeah.
What made you think I want to get into software development and sales as a service?
Yeah.
What was that like? How'd you have that epiphany?
So it was, it's funny because it was actually early on. It was because I started the company in 2013 and it was around 14, 15 where I was like, man, there's just no solutions out there. And of course my background's out in software. So one of my buddies that I grew up with, born and raised, I brought him on as the CTO. So it was an early idea early on, but it didn't start becoming a reality till 2020. When we actually started coding it. But it was the breaking point was I can't run, 12 different systems, getting my people trained up. And then not to mention like when we were opening up, our second location, third location, soon to be fourth location, I was like, we need something that we can have like a totally top down, view of our day-to-day operations from rentals to sales to service to inventory, everything. And so, it was pretty early on that I kind of felt that pain point.
So the software side is WebbRes.
Yeah.
What is your dealership?
Alaska Trailer.
Alaska?
Yep. So we started off as Alaska Trailer Rentals. And then of course, as we grew from just rentals, we had to change the name to just Alaska Trailer.
So are you still in Alaska?
Yep. Yeah. We're headquartered in Anchorage.
Okay. So White Spruce?
Yep. Yeah.
He was on this morning.
Okay. Yeah. Ken.
So, we had a cool conversation with him. So 2 Alaskans today.
Yeah. There you
go.
2 Alaskans and 2 Texans.
Right. So what's been, knowing our industry and not really the most techie people in the world, right?
Yeah.
How's the implementation? Like, so let's say a new dealership calls you up. They're still doing pen and paper, filing cabinets from 1980 till now. The solution that you've created, how is that implemented if it's a company that has none of this yet, right?
Right. Yeah, no. So our adoption period is pretty quick because my background, of course, wasn't software. So when we were designing this, I was viewing it through the lens of like the average business owner, operator. So if we could take something down from 5 clicks down to 3 clicks, whatever you're needing to accomplish, that's how we're going to design it. And that's how we viewed it the entire time. So it's really easy to adopt and get going, especially like with our mobile app for, technicians to clock on and off, service jobs. We made it like just as simple as possible. Like,
Shit, I needed your software when we're doing repairs.
I know, right?
So that's pretty neat.
From start to finish, the top 5 features of this for a dealership, go.
Top 5?
Top 5.
Sales pitch, real quick.
Yeah, there we go. I would say inventory management, I would say having that seamlessly integrated with a website. I would say your rental management, if you do rentals. And I would say the service side for clocking in and clocking off. And then the fifth one would be CRM. So you track everything from when customers come to your website, you see that lead gen, where it gets flowed through and, automatically create a customer and get marketing content to them. So
is it all a package deal, or do they have to buy it in separate sections?
Yeah, great question. So we have different modules, and so it's all a cart. So it's, if you don't do rentals, you don't need that. If you just want to handle your inventory and your sales, you can do that. If you want to have, if you have a service department that you need to get spooled up, if you have the marketing website, we also do that stuff as well. So it's kind of 4 different pillars, if you will: sales, service, rentals, and the website portion. And so it's just, pay for what you need.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. That's really cool. I'm trying to go through this because I there's so many questions I have about this, but I'm also trying not to nerd out with the technical side of stuff. So if a company calls you up, hey, I want to see about getting your software. You have the modules, right?
Yeah.
So integration wise, if I have a Shopify site,
right,
will it integrate?
We don't have any Shopify e-commerce integrations yet, but that's definitely something that we could put on the build timeline. It's not a request we've had a lot, specifically in the trailer industry, because it's a little bit different. But
so explain that. So can you create a simple website through your system?
Yeah. So we have 2 different options. We can actually build a website from the ground up. They're not templated. Like, we're basically custom exactly what you want in terms of styling, design, coloring, all of that stuff. And then we also have an API as well. So that way, if you have a WordPress website, we can just give you the line of code. You can plop it in. That way you can have real-time, inventory management, rental
awesome.
management. Also, we have live chat features and text features.
What if I have
well.
a Wix website?
Yeah, so that's the next thing that we're
Run
working
away!
on. Yeah.
So. No, that's kind of cool. Like, this is my world right here, right? How y'all doing?
How you doing?
This is like my world right here. So there's like so many things I want to like. I'm trying not to super nerd out, but it sounds like a really good system for people that are trying to expand in the right way. Right. And move forward in the right way without having to deal with 7 different tools that don't integrate together. Yeah. And you're still living off a spreadsheet from Google Drive to try to collect everything in one place.
So how user-friendly is your software?
Everybody that we've demoed it to has said, wow, this is incredibly simple, easy to understand, easy to use.
Remember, this is a sales pitch, so he's going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
we want the proof.
I've heard it all.
Yeah, let's go.
Up.
No.
I think it's really just because it's not built in a vacuum. It was built, by somebody, that is, I'm just an average person, right? So I'm like, this has got to be as simple as possible.
And I think that's like the biggest key, like from my takeaway is it's industry specific. It's built by our industry. It's not some, Silicon Valley dude, like, hey, I'm going to put this together and try to sell everything. It's right. It's from our people.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest part about it.
And that's what especially in this industry, I tell people, I'm like, look, I'm a user of this system every single day. And, when we launched version 1 with our early adopters, we got immediate feedback. And so it's a lot of companies, there's pros and cons to every company, right? And so I think one of our big pros is that we actually take our feedback serious. And like, we're putting that in our sprints and 2-week intervals. So it's not, maybe next year for that feature. It's, maybe you'll see this in 2 to 3 weeks.
We're going to build this. We're going to break it. They're going to rebuild it. Then we're going to launch it.
Yep. Yeah. And then, we're able to move so fast because I'm using it at my own dealership.
How big is your team that works on this?
So our team's about 15. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. We've been pretty efficient. So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the last 2 months, actually, I've been looking for a WMS system, and I found one to match what we need and integrate with NetSuite. But some of the demos that I watched, they are extremely complicated.
Yeah.
You got to click here, open here. To change this one item, you need to go click 16 different windows.
Yeah.
Making it easy and simple, that's awesome.
Yeah, we, from a design perspective, we kind of took my biggest thing when I started this was everybody that comes into a dealership from a customer's perspective has these, state-of-the-art phones in their pocket. They're used to this seamless, fast, everybody has, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Yeah. So when we designed it, we kind of had that in mind in terms of like, okay, if we're going to be looking at a piece of inventory, whatever it is, or a part, let's have it like be an actual profile where you get kind of everything in one view, right? So you're not having to click around a bunch of times.
Oh,
And then
that's cool.
from the efficiency gains from the dealership transfers also to the customer. And so the customer's going to expect, that's a lot about what's been talked about at this show. And I know previous years is the customers expect kind of a seamless, fast, easy process, if they're buying or getting something service or possibly renting. And so, digital contracts, text to pay, all that features built straight into our system. And so, I try to view this through the lens of not just how the businesses can be more efficient that use this, but also how the customers are going to be, that's our goal is if we can make the process more efficient, easy for the companies, it's going to be, more dollar bills for more customers coming in the door. So
that's really cool. So they can find you at WebbRes 2Bs.
Yep. 2Bs.com. Yep.
All right. Or if you happen to find yourself in Alaska, Anchorage, right?
Come by. Yeah. Our shop in Anchorage. Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Kiefer, I appreciate it.
And hopefully you have a good rest of the show here.
Yeah.
And, wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Appreciate
That's a wrap.
Cool.